GCSE mocks are coming up soon, so I thought I'd do a little video on how I managed to get all 8s and 9s in my GCSEs. And I'll go through a couple of subjects which I did, but I won't manage to get through all of them in one video. So for English language, what I did was for each character, I would do 3 quotes, and then I do them on flashcards and memorize them. And also I would do each theme, I would do 3 quotes for all of them. I would write out essay plans for every single character, and then just write what type of thesis I want to put in there, write out the 3 quotes, and then mind map around the quotes, all the analysis that I could think of. And then I'd usually add like an extra supporting quote, but that's not really necessary for all of the quotes that I did. And like the conclusion, I'd probably just make that up in the exam. Memorize the quotes on your flashcards, and then look at the look at the essay plans right before you go into the exam, and this should help you out a ton. I think the best way to revise for sciences is through flashcards, that and definitely practice papers as well, and make sure you mark them. And I know that mocks are coming up soon, so you might not have time to make flashcards, but I do have this one really cool tool. So the website is called palmy.co. I copied and pasted the link to this YouTube video, and then it also generated a bunch of notes for me. But the real hack is it makes all the flashcards for you, and that's how I can revise so quickly. And you can also do a test if you want. So for English language, the way that you get better at it is by reading. I read things that were like kind of interesting to me, but I read like university dissertations so that I could copy their language and steal it for my own exam. So it wasn't really like general newspaper reading, like I was reading for the purpose of gaining more sort of academic vocabulary that I could reuse. And every time I learn a new word as well, I would just write it down. And it's the same for descriptive writing. I would always choose a description instead of the story because I think that I could memorize more words for that, and story is like something that you just kind of have to make up on the spot, whereas I could prepare a bit more for the description. And for maths, you just have to do questions. So since we're close to the exam, I recommend you do practice papers. That way you get a good variety of all the questions that might come up, and then mark them. And I think, by the way, the best way to mark them is through video walkthroughs, because then they'll actually explain how to get to the answer. Once you've marked them, then you can work on your weak topics and do more questions on that. You're probably not going to revise well for maths if you're just writing notes, so just do the questions. Anyways, I'd probably say that's all the tips that I have for today. So if you guys want any other subjects, then let me know.